Hey guys, I'm sure all of you guys already know about the Milestone of Radiance. In case you don't know, do check out my previous video explaining it. But anyways, those of you who do know should know that you'll all be getting 10 ML5s, which will be really good for especially for new players. And this video is basically for me to break down which one of the ML5s which you can get are actually the kind of the top 10. So just for your information, they only allow you to get a successor Teiyu and all the other ML5s that were released before him, which means that some of the pretty broken ones like Boss Aronka, uh, Izeria, Notos, yeah, you can't get them, unfortunately. A lot of them are really good. DN, which I don't have, you also can't get them. But anyways, let's just hop into number 10 first. I'll be going from 10 to 1. So number 10, I will be putting Zio. He did receive a buff recently that changed this from 20 to 30%, which means he almost guarantees first turn, and you can kind of build him slower. I have been outspeed by something else before, but that was like some legend player running Renat with 2 12 speed in Prince, so yeah, that's that. But anyway, I'm putting him here because he is still pickable in RTA, although not as much as the other 9 in a way, but he is also usable in Flight Arena and Guild War in certain scenarios, especially for cleave teams. So, for example, if I were to show you one of my Zeo cleave teams, let's just go here. Right here, I haven't used this in a really long time, but essentially in RTA, what you can do is pair him with Flan, just a pretty fast one. So you just S1 and she pushes up and she can S3 push the whole team, something like that. Or you can run with Teiyu. He basically pushes up once Zeo manages to push back the enemy. But anyway, after his buff, he was kind of made usable because he has now ignored ER Soben. But because of units like Setsuka, if you just miss your S3, then he's just completely useless. So which is why I'm putting it at number 10. And moving on to number 9, we have Urban Shadow Shrew. She's not really good in RTA, but she's really good in Guild War as well as Flight Arena. Flight Arena to a certain extent, but Guild War very much so. I do use her quite often. Usually you'll be running Sweet Miracle. I don't know why. I think my Sweet Miracle is on something else, but anyway, you get the gist of it. But yeah, so number 8 we have Fallen Cecilia, mainly for her passive, this additional damage reduction. So she's just an all around pretty good tank, Aquarius holder. So there's that. Next is Haseti. I know a lot of you might be wondering, why are you putting Haseti so low at number 7? But that's because everybody and their mother bans her, man. Come on, like, you're not going to be able to use her in RTA. And in Guild War, she honestly has kind of limited users, but overall she has pretty good usage as a defense character. So personally, I run this tech, Knowledge Seed. I have the highest defense and I run with Notos and Setsuka, which means if I proc evasion and on top of Setsuka, it's kind of hard to hit him, kind of hard to kill him, if you know what I mean. So anyway, she is a really good character, don't get me wrong. Might be a better pick overall compared to some of the higher up. It's just that she's banned so much and that you honestly might not even be worth getting her at some point. Okay, next will be Maid. I don't actually have her, so I'll just go over here. Maid Chloe. This one. So she has the same passive as FCC, but she's overall easier to use because tanky Soul Weaver can heal with a passive and give 3-turn revive and defense buff. Also has this extra stun thing, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. At number 5, I will be putting Briar Witch Izeria. She's actually really strong. I just don't have the gear for her. So most people would build her as a cleave unit, so she's kind of like, like 300 something speed on max renewed will. And she just basically pushes your team out with this artifact, and you can just cleave with her. Alternatively, especially if you have Shepherd of the Dark DN and Commander Pavel. Okay, I think my Pavel is in the meeting room, and I do not her PN, so she doesn't really do much for me personally, apart from her passive, which basically prevents reviving from both sides. So she's really good in controlled environments like Guild War and Flight Arena for me. But for those of you who have Commander Pavel and Shepherd of the Dark Legion, all three of them, they work really well together in Guild War as an offense team. They can cleave a lot of things like Grass, Setsuka, +1, and those kind of things. And at number 4, we have Balayan. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that the top 4, they are all really strong in their own regard. So you kind of have to see what your account needs. So Balayan is, ever since this artifact came out, she's been really good. I personally run Counter Pursuit, but you can choose to run Counter Immunity, Speed Immunity, Speed Pursuit, anything you want. I just prefer to run this. And basically, the hot thing about her is that enemies cannot gain souls at all. So what that means is units like Furen, who depend on souls for this defensive magic, she basically just won't have a barrier at all. So that's one of her use cases. And also this thing does a shitload of damage, especially when you combine her with Nurse Yuha, which can buff superhuman, increases max health by 100%, so her bonus damage is a lot. So at number 3, another Light Knight, as usual. Empyrean Illuminef. This is mainly for passive, the 30% pen rest, as well as just the overall utility. Personally, I run a hybrid build, protection, Aureus, but I have some DPS. Some people choose to run protection, immunity, but full tank stats, so you get like around 2k defense and 34,000 or even more HP, with around at least 100 ER, most around 150. Or you can run the full DPS option, which is Destro Pen. I think it's Pen, or might be immunity still, but it's slightly less HP, maybe around 27 or 28k, maybe around 15,000 defense, and a lot more crit damage than this, of course. And I'm pretty sure they run some DPS artifact, either Summer Charlotte's artifact or something like that. But yeah, overall she has really high utility in both RTA, Flag Arena, RTA, Flag Arena, and Guild War. So I personally use her a lot. Even today's Guild War, I also used her a lot. And we'll move on to number 2, which is Muna. Mine is incredibly slow, but of course, if you can get her to 315, you basically have a free ticket to Legend 1 in the Flag Arena. She's really good because of this S3, I mean, obviously. Just ignore ER, seal, she's a book holder too, which is why. So just seal, cannot buff, pair with like Frida or something, and it's just a free cleave. So if your account doesn't have much speed gear, you can choose to run a slow version, which is around 240 speed, at least minimally 24k HP, ideally you want higher, and some effectiveness, so that you can still land the defense break on the S2 and stuff. Okay, now we reach number 1, the most toxic character that can be picked. I mean that can be obtained from the ticket, and it's obviously this character. You just run this stupid ass artifact, and you become a roper, man. These 2 skills are freaking insane. So she used to be useless, but then once she got this cringe EE, yeah, she's pretty broken now. So I'm pretty sure she's just a overall really solid turn 2 unit, and really able to keep the team alive. Even if she's the only one left, you really can still 1v4. Not really 1v4. You kind of have to revive someone, and you can kind of win from a 1v4 position in that sense. So yeah, that's basically my top 10 possible picks. If I have missed out on any, or you have any slightly differing opinions, do leave a comment or something, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.